Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. And we are all here ready with Experience to Win. Exciting to have our friend here back, Winsome Bentley. Welcome. How are you today?
I am great. What about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. A woman with so many accolades to her name: author, writer, model, public speaker, you name it. And does it say you're a boss woman on your shirt? What does it say today?
Right, that's right. It says Win Bentley is a boss. So
Beautiful. For those on the podcast side, we're also live on Zoom as well. So let me have you start by introducing yourself to new listeners and viewers today.
okay, well, thank you for having me, Jill. My name is Winsome Bentley, and I am the CEO and founder of Experience2WIN, which is a multifaceted arena that assists you in being the best you. So in whatever area I can be of assistance, that's what I'm here to do.
Perfect. And I know we had some great conversation last week as well about all you do. And there's just so much to you. Let's point out the website. It's experience2win.com, correct?
Correct.
And you live in Florida, but you work with people all over the world. So what did you have in mind for us today? What do you want to talk about? And, fill us in on how you could help, and because you're multifaceted for sure.
Definitely I am. So yes, I do live in Central Florida. I did grow up in New York though. I'm definitely a Queens girl. So I grew up in New York. But today I definitely wanted to touch base on the state of entrepreneurship today. I'm an entrepreneur myself, and many entrepreneurs have actually blossomed during this time of COVID and things like that. So there's a grapple that's kind of going on with entrepreneurship today. And what I mean by that is there's some brilliant minds out there, some winners in many areas of life. But you also have a customer service aspect. You have a cost versus value aspect, producing what they say they're going to do in a timely fashion, holding someone accountable for contractual obligations. There's just so much that goes into that. So I applaud everyone who wants to be an entrepreneur and has a service to provide. But when they provide that service, it has to meet the contractual agreement. It has to be timely. The workmanship has to be exceptional, or at least to the level that you stated it would be. And I just find myself and others in a situation where there's a blast off of entrepreneurship, but there's also an issue with integrity. And we're just gonna call it what it is. It's an integrity issue. There's people with personal situations going on. There's people with a vast majority of medical situations going on. And even though we can be understanding to a certain point, where does the fairness kind of become a blurred gray area where I, as the consumer, want you to provide the service I paid for, and then you, the service provider, want me to be understanding to your personal issues. So I definitely wanted to touch base on that today because I'm an entrepreneur myself. Integrity is super important to me. And with the values and services that I provide, that's the level I hold myself to. But I'm also a consumer. I'm a consumer living in a society where I do have needs that service providers have to provide. And I just find myself running into that lately. So I definitely wanted us to touch base on that.
Can you tell me the definition of integrity? And what are your standards?
So my standards would be
I know they're high.
Well, my standards would be what the social norm is, expecting someone to do what they say they will do at the time that they say they will do it. So I've heard different variations over the years of integrity, doing what you're supposed to do when no one's looking, holding yourself to a standard, being value driven, things of that nature, definitely. And as an entrepreneur, we should all be that way. I am not the epitome of, everything that's right. But I do believe in paying forward. I do believe in being fair, and I do believe in doing what's right. So even as an entrepreneur, I'm going to hold myself to that standard. But as a consumer, I would love to have vendors and service providers hold themselves to that same level.
Got it. Well, yeah, I agree. I'm very particular, and I like, treat others the way you want to be treated, the simple golden rule in a sense. And I put my work ethic in, and I do sometimes get disappointed. I expect what I put out, and not everybody does that. So that's a hard thing for me. Just as simple as I have a babysitter at the house to watch the kids, and I'm like, okay, just leave, no dishes in the sink. The way I leave the house, leave it. And I come home and there's dishes piled up in the sink, and then there's crumbs on the floor, and I'm like, that's not my standard of what I expect. But
Right.
so communication is key. You're right. You have to address it ahead of time in any aspect of life, right?
I definitely agree with that. And we could even touch base, Jill, on value versus cost. The
Yeah.
value of something. I value my time. That's my currency. So for me, I'm sure a lot of people can agree with that as well. But the cost that I'm paying out to get a particular service done is that's tangible, but
Yeah.
the value for me is in here. So I think value versus cost is also something that is just it's really a need because it's a pattern. It's a pattern out here. It's a pattern. And I'm speaking on my personal experience as a consumer because I know what it is to be an entrepreneur. But
Yeah.
I find that it's not me alone. Several others are running into similar issues as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's what else do you want to share with us? And if you want to elaborate more on that or continue down a different path, Miss Bentley, love to share. I
Well,
just
with
noticed the logo too. I didn't realize I like this.
you like that? Do you like that? Thank
I'm
you.
so sorry. I just dropped my headset. Part of it. Thank you.
You like the Experience to Win logo? Is that what you're
I
saying?
do. Yes. Yes. Very creative.
Thank you so much. So, touching base on that for a minute, whenever anyone gets into developing a logo, and I'm sure all the graphic designers, media marketing people can all agree, it's important that you have content that reflects you. So I learned in this process that color is important. Different colors have different meanings. So when you're choosing a color for your logo, you want it to be reflective of whatever message you're trying to convey. For my particular logo, it had two colors, teal and yellow, and it's puzzle pieces that are falling into place because that's actually where I am in my life right now. I am having the pieces of my personal puzzle fall into place. So where they land, you see those 6 words that actually emanate from me, and that's actually what I convey to the different consumers and customers that I'll be working with. So that's
And
super for me.
and what's on the horizon right now? I mean, we have new listeners, and I want to talk about your books. I want to talk about your work. I'm letting you grab the reins. So where are we going next?
Well, definitely. So some of the things that many people can look out for. Let's touch base with the modeling. So I've been doing curvy and plus size modeling for a little while now, a short while, but it's been actually a very, very, very positive and productive experience. I've learned a lot. I've interacted with a variety of people. I've networked. I have a fashion show coming up later this month in Orlando on the 24th. I also have model calls and model auditions. Different magazines have reached out to me as well. I'm even doing an IG live this Thursday coming up with the Curvy State of Mind. She and I will be doing an IG live, so you can find her on IG as well as on my IG page, which is Experience2WIN, experience the number 2, WIN.com. So that I'm also on Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and I have my website, www.experience2win.com. So I have those things coming up as far as modeling is concerned. I've actually had the opportunity to get into some conversations. So I might be doing New York Fashion Week in September.
Oh my God.
Very exciting. We're going to see how it goes because, as you know, it's definitely a process and a plan, but definitely excited about that. So we'll see if that comes through. As
Good.
far as the author goes, Win Bentley is definitely a boss. I am the author of the first novel. It's called Mind Blown. So that will be released later this month, the last day of the month, which is April 30th. So April 30th is coming up soon, 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 3.5 weeks. I will be doing a link for pre-releases in a few days. I also have the opportunity to have a book launch coming up that day as well. I'll be doing a soft launch on IG, podcast, different social media things of that nature. And of course, here at Podcast Business Network, I will be doing that as well. So definitely have that coming up. In regards to the speaking, as we all know, it is an area that is an everyday tool. I've been the executive public information officer for Earth Angels of Orlando, which is in Orlando. And that was a nonprofit organization. I love, love, love community service, social service, outreach, volunteer work, anything to do with humanitarianism. So I definitely have some speaking contractual things that are being discussed at this time. So definitely look out for me in regards to that. And of course, I provide creative writing services, activism work. I love to use my voice. I love to use my voice for any good that can happen. I'm definitely thinking of getting into voiceover services as well. So we have that coming up as well. So
Oh my gosh. Wow.
excited. I'm excited. There's a lot of things coming my way. I'm truly, truly blessed and I'm grateful, to share.
Got it. Well, it's exciting to have you here and what you do. And let me ask you about your book. The title is what?
Mind blown.
Mind blown.
MINDBLOWN. It'll be coming out on Amazon soon. Like I said,
And it's your story. Could you explain a little bit about what it is about? I don't know if you want to give too much.
Sure, I can definitely touch base on that. The title is Mind Blown. And of course, it is loosely based on a true story. And Mind Blown will be coming out on Amazon later this month. It is a novel. It is well written. It is exciting. It is a story that everyone can connect to. Let me ask you something, Jill.
Sure.
Have you ever been, and I'm sure all the listeners can empathize, have you ever been lied to? Have you ever been just deceived? And when the reality comes out, you feel like the odd man out. It's like everyone else knew around you except you. That's
Yes.
not a good feeling. That's
Oh
not
gosh, no, it brings back bad memories. Yes.
especially when it's life changing, it's life altering. When it is on certain levels, people deal with it in different ways, pressure bust pipes. So a lot of time, if it's something small, people could probably like wave it off, I'll get past it. But when it's life altering and it changes the scope of your life, the scope of your children's life, or anything on a magnitude and a scale like that, yeah, it's definitely a story that definitely needs to be. It could be someone's survival kit. You never know what it is. We all watch movies. We all get entertained every day. Music tells a story. Movies tells a story because art imitates life, right? So everyone should be able to connect with or have some kind of, something that they could say, you know what, I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there. So definitely, I'm excited about that.
Awesome. Well, it's excited. Look at you. And now other people out there listening may not be familiar with all the services you provide. Do you want to share a little bit about the marketing aspect of what you do and the networking as well?
Networking is super important, Jill. Networking is super important. What we don't realize is that we actually network every day of our lives. If you call your phone company and that's a service provider to you, you speaking with that customer service rep is an opportunity to network. You know what I mean? You having the lawn guy is an opportunity to network. You going to the store and running into people, the gas station, every day is an opportunity for networking. So when it comes to entrepreneurship, we should use every opportunity we can. Don't not be comfortable with your circle. Do not just stay in that comfort zone. It's comfortable in there. Don't get me wrong. It's comfortable in there, but there's nothing wrong with expansion. There's nothing wrong with growth. Even if it comes with growing pains, you're still growing. So I like to tell people tough love is still love. And we all cannot shy away from what,
Yeah.
never know what's coming down the pipe.
It is really true, right? Experience2WIN.com. That's the number two, WIN. Winsome Bentley on Facebook and Instagram. How do we find you?
Yes, www.experience2win.com. Experience the number two win. I am on Facebook as Experience to Win. I am on Instagram as Experience to Win. I am on Twitter as Experience to Win. I am on LinkedIn as Experience to Win. And I'm also on YouTube. So definitely, definitely, definitely not hard to find me at all. My link tree is up on my Facebook as well as on my Instagram. Linktree, as we all know, is the opportunity to get all of your links and all of your social medias in one area. So tap on it and get in touch with your girl.
I love it. And you're also a model as well. Can we talk about that? Have any projects coming up?
I do. So, like I said earlier, I definitely have the fashion show coming up. I
That's
have,
exciting.
yes, it is. Let me tell you, Jill, let me tell you, when it comes to modeling, we may have like our own perceptions, right? Oh, we see the supermodels every day. They are beautiful. But there is so much work and so much plan and so much prepping that goes into creating that. You know, you have to network. You have to be organized. You have to know what you're doing. You have to have training. You have to have a composite card, which is kind of like your business card for modeling. Then you actually need photographers that know what they're doing, have great cameras, great access to different things, a makeup artist, a stylist if you need it. Now, I personally style myself. I do have a model coach that I work with, but all the clothes that anyone sees me on Facebook, on Instagram, or anything like that are clothes from my closet. They're clothes from my closet. They're clothes that I've bought, shoes that I've bought, accessories that I've bought, handbags that I've bought. I'm I'm a well-rounded woman. I'm a
Yep.
well-rounded woman, Jill. If anyone wants to go and take a look now, they'll see business wear,
Hmm.
they'll see leisure wear, they'll see casual, they will see sexy, kind of naughty. You know, I'm actually getting ready to do a boudoir lingerie shoot
Sexy mama. I love it.
coming up this week. And then I also have a travel slash leisure photo shoot later on, about 2 days after the boudoir shoot. And when you get into the realm of modeling, you want to cover your bases. You know, I don't mind being a model for travel, a model for gloves, a model for sunglasses, a model for scarves, a model for clothing, cars. Listen, opportunity is everywhere, and that's part of being an entrepreneur, opening your mind, being welcome to new opportunities. And the model coach I work with, she encourages that. You know, she asked me, she said, well, you know, are you willing to travel? Yes, ma'am. What kind of modeling?
Work.
What kind of modeling do you want to do? And I let her know. I'll do print. I'll do commercial. I'll do ad. I'll do runway. Let me know. And so far, the photographers I work with, like, oh, you're a natural. They love my vibe. They love my charisma. Anyone that knows me, including you, Jill, I'm just me. I'm very engaging, very sociable, things like that. And people respond well to that. When you're genuine and you are who you are, people respond well to that. So I think that's actually just a natural benefit, which I'm actually just blessed to have.
And how long have you been doing the modeling for now?
Modeling started a few months ago, actually.
Oh, that's it? Oh, wow.
That's it. Jill, let me tell you, opportunities sometimes come from out of the blue. I
True.
was getting my makeup done. I was getting my makeup done for an event. And I wanted to do modeling when I was younger, but it didn't come to pass. So I was doing it, and the lady that did my face, she was like, I love your features. She was like, you don't wear makeup. You're naturally beautiful. She was like, your skin is great. Have you ever thought about modeling? And I kind of jokingly say, yeah, you know, when I was, you know, yeah. So I've lived since then, Jill. I've traveled. I've had children. I've married. I've been divorced. I've had home. But I've done everything else in life, but I never came back around to the modeling. So when she mentioned it, I don't know how spiritual some people are, but I do feel like we get messages through different things. Like God can speak to you through people. You can read a book and be like, well, that's for me, or read something online. The message can still be conveyed to you in any format, you know? So that's actually how it came about. She connected me to the model coach, and it took off since then. You know, it's a lot of time. You have to invest in yourself, and you have to be willing, you know. And I think when people see that you have not just the confidence, but you believe in yourself, you bring the heat, you are ready to work, and you're professional,
Mm-hmm.
gives them that, you know, they could kind of let their guard down, they could trust you, and now they're ready to work. And that's how I build a lot of my opportunities and my networking. It's the same thing with the book. Same thing with the book, Jill. Same thing with working with you guys, with PBN and Greg and Ashley. You know, it's really been an opportunity for everyone to see me and for me to learn y'all. It's a two-way street, but I'm a people person. It works for me. It's natural. It's genuine. I love it. I don't mind it. And that's where the experience comes in, because I'm using all of my experiences to win. I'm in like a Winsome 2.0. It's like a rebirth. So
Mm-hmm.
this time and in this setting, how I feel now, it's like sky is the limit. Not even the sky. We're going out of space, Jill. We're going to the moon, baby. We're going out of the galaxy. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Good. Well, it's exciting to have you here, Winsome. For those new listeners, experience2win.com. What else did you have in store for us today, darling?
Well, definitely, I want us to touch base a little bit more, Jill,
Sure.
on entrepreneurship. You know, let's get into the aspect of the startup. You know, a lot of people may not know where to start or how to start. One of the things I would encourage everyone to do is your research. Now, what I mean by that is there's a starting point and an ending point. So you have to be able to measure that, right? You have to
Mm-hmm.
progress, which means you have an A and a B. Start with your passion. Start with your passion, whatever that is. Nothing is too small, nothing is insignificant. Start with your passion. I've had this conversation with my teenagers. So I have two teenage boys. And, you know, one of the things you know that many children like are video games.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
Jill, there's a whole world of gamers, tournaments, all kinds of things out there. There are opportunities that this generation has.
Yeah.
I didn't have, you didn't have, our ancestors
Mm-hmm.
have. So that's why I always say, do your research,
Research.
whatever it is. I don't care if you say, you know what, this stapler is my passion. Of course, I'm just using it as an
I know.
example. You know, if the stapler is your passion, okay, let's start with that. Research. Research a stapler. How did it come about? What is it you'd like to do? You have to be able to solve a problem, right? Like you have to be able to find a niche that people will find some type of service in that they need, they want, they're willing to pay for, and things of that nature. Some people have the skills and the tutelage to already be able to just start and go. But even if you do your research and start off, everybody had a day one. Everybody had a start point. Everybody began. And you start from the bottom, like Drake said, and make it all the way up. So that's definitely one of the things that I would encourage people to do as far as entrepreneurship. After that, develop your plan. Develop your plan. Where is it that you'd like to see yourself? Because that's what a plan is. A plan is a measured goal over a period of time. So you have to give yourself those deadlines. You have to give yourself those tasks. What are you going to complete? Okay, after you check those off, then what's next? You know, things like that. Then you have to network. Networking is super important. Some people are shy. Some people learn through a variety of things. Some people might have limitations, whether it's physical, mental, social, because everyone is not sociable. You know, some people might have, you know, some concerns in that area. So we have to be open-minded. We live in a world, Jill, where people speak different languages, people understand different things, people process things different. You have
Yeah.
open-minded, be fair, be patient, be understanding, be someone that you would want someone to come to later on. So these are things that I've learned along the way, and these are things I encourage of people, you know. And of course, as you network, that's when the opportunities will come up. Because I'm telling you, Jill, it's who you know. It's who you know.
Yep. And let's see, this person's telling me, elementary school teacher you worked with, Crystal Gaynor. I met you, Winsome, back in 2007 when our kids were at the same daycare, was immediately drawn to her personality. Over time, we became great friends, formed a sisterhood. Winsome is extremely smart, caring, charismatic, a good listener, very goal-oriented. Through the years, I have known Winsome to accelerate in her career and contribute to the community. I have no doubt that there's nothing that she cannot achieve. She puts her mind to it. It's a blessing to call her my friend. Angela says, Winsome Bentley, a student of all things. When she embarks on a new journey, she studies it fully, learns, like you said, research, and thrives. Every nuance so you can master it and you thrive really to become the subject matter expert, as we just talked about. And you think bigger than yourself. I think bigger, like philanthropic efforts are unmatched from the nonprofit aspect as well. The works that you do there and business relations, you're a total package. I mean, there's some great things on the website. I think it's important you guys to check out experience2win.com and see what people are saying, because it does matter. Clearly, yeah.
And you know what? Just to add to that, Jill, thank you so much for touching base on that. When they go on the website, they will actually get to see a firsthand view of me, not what I say, but actually tangible things. They can see it, they can read it, they'll see me as a model, they'll see me as an author, they will see, and you'll see pictures that actually, connect to that. They'll be able to read testimonials from CEOs, from founders, from friends, family members, networking opportunities, coworkers, neighbors, pastoral connections. It doesn't matter who it is. A connection is a connection. And I've earned those, and that's why the name of the company is Experience to Win, because all those experiences, Jill, have led me to where I am today.
We're excited to have you here with us on your journey. Remind us how we can reach out to you.
Yes. www.experience2win.com. That's experience, the number 2, WIN.com. I can be found on Facebook at Experience to Win. I can be found on Instagram at Experience to Win. I can be found at Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube also at Experience to Win. So it has my link tree on Facebook and Instagram. It should also be on my LinkedIn. And the link tree, of course, has the tabs for services, for any services that anyone might need. The payment options are there, definitely.
Thank you.
It also has the social media contact for me as well. I'm very, very, very much looking forward to connecting with anyone at any time for any particular service.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for being here again. Pleasure getting to see you and talk to you. And to all of our listeners and viewers, we appreciate you as well. Stay tuned.
Many of us have had experiences that have led us to being the winners we are today. Hi, I'm Winsome Bentley, CEO and founder of Experience to Win, a multifaceted arena that can assist you in being the best you. I'm an author. I provide creative writing services. I'm a model, entrepreneur, public speaker, and humanitarian. You can find me on www.experience2win. That's experience, the number 2, WIN.com. See you soon.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's
it's going to be okay.